So welcome to Boxing Media Hub, proudly in partnership with Falcon Contracting and Jam's Boxing Chat. And with me now, the man of the moment from Friday in a fantastic fight in Nielsen Boxing at York Hall. We got Brad Axe. How you doing, Brad?
Very good, thank you, Joel. Thank you for having me on. Cheers for giving me a message and inviting me on. And yeah, I'm over the moon, to be honest.
Honestly, mate, it was a cracking performance. Before we go too into it, the people that don't know a lot about you, because you're sort of new to the circuit, kicked on from this year, haven't you? Really, from April.
Yeah.
What's your background? You know, when did it all start for you?
So I started boxing when I was 15 years old. Had my debut as an amateur at 16. Got absolutely smashed, to be honest. And then came back, realised then sort of how hard boxing was, how hard you had to train. Come back, won my next 4 all by stoppage. And then I'd fallen in love with it, to be honest. I used to box for a club back in my hometown down in Yeovil. Yeah, and then just carried on boxing. I knew I'd wanted to join the RAF prior to starting boxing stuff anyway, and that was always sort of an objective. And I feel like boxing and my military career sort of ran hand in hand with each other. They obviously with like the discipline and being a good boy, do you know what I mean? Like they sort of ran parallel. So at the earliest opportunity, I then joined the RAF at 18. Continued boxing. I did have a little bit of a break from boxing just to get through all my training and stuff. And then, yeah, started boxing for the RF once I'd completed all my training. And then 9 years down the line, I'd had 30 odd fights for them. So I had 54 amateur bouts altogether. And I did a 3-year tour over in Cyprus, which again slowed down things a little bit with regards to my boxing career just because of the logistics of it and obviously COVID, but that slowed everyone down. And out there I sort of made the decision after COVID that, well, I thought about either stopping boxing for good or kicking on with it and putting everything into it. And then that final year I decided that when I got back to the UK, it was going to be a good idea to turn pro, which I ended up doing when I come back to the UK. Had a couple of different talks with different management companies and stuff, and ended up signing with One Empire Management of James Sheldon. And yeah, the rest is history really so far. Obviously, I had my debut back in April on a top tier show, which was incredible, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've done much with top tier shows before, but yeah, it was incredible.
Johnny's a top lad.
Top bloke. And I felt like a superstar for the whole duration of the build up and the fight night and the media and the build up and the media days and just everything was top tier. Do you know what I mean? It was quality. Then moving on to my second bout, I was penciled in for a York Hall show, TM14, 28th of September. About 3 weeks prior to that, I had already started selling tickets. It had already been announced. Got a phone call from John Trevaway. Sorry, just rewind a week. Me and John went for a coffee just because I like to sort of try and build a bit of a relationship and tell them what I'm about and, do you know what I mean? Get the promoter as you do. And we did that, and he explained about America and what he had planned, and I was like, wow, that sounds incredible. Wasn't even a thought about me getting on it at this stage, you know. And from there, got a phone call about a week later just saying, look, Brad, there's been a couple of pullouts. We've changed things around a little bit. I've got this opportunity. Would you like it? And I think before he finished his sentence, I knew in my head what I was going to say. Obviously, I had to get off the phone, have a conversation with my coach, my manager. But yeah, it turns out that stars aligned, and we got my American debut years and years before what I would have thought it would have come. But,
that's mad, isn't it? Your second fight and you're in the States.
Yeah, crazy. And that's the thing. Like, it was one of them where I couldn't turn it down. Like, for myself and my mindset and how I am as a person, I knew that had I said no, it's too much of a risk at this stage of my career, which it was a big risk, and I knew that. Had I've said no, boxed at York Hall that week, and then the following week watched that show on TV, being like, "Oh, I could have beat him," or "That would have been incredible. Why aren't I there?" Well, you're not there because you said no because you didn't want to lose. Like, and that's just not what I'm about. Like, not what I'm about at all. And I think I went there. I had an amazing experience overall. Met some class people, and most importantly, I had a good fight. I don't know if you watched it live, but it was a good fight. I think even being critical when I watch it back, I think I won the first 2 rounds. He won the second 2, and then he obviously got the knockdown in the third. But when the scorecards come out and they'd all give him all 4 rounds, well, I was never going to win anyway. Do you know what I mean? I knew it was going to be a little bit like that going over there.
Yeah.
Main thing behind it, I think, is just the experience, and it shows what I'm about. Obviously, then we go on to Friday, and John then is me and John have got a good relationship. Me and Dennis Hobson built a good relationship out there. Spencer Oliver, who commentated as well, he had nice things to say about me. So it's good. I felt like, yes, I got the loss, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's done me a world of good, you know?
Yeah. And as you say, these are the experiences we learn from, aren't they? If you don't take those opportunities, you sometimes think, well, would I ever get that opportunity again?
This is it. This is it. I had I said no, I'm off the list then. Do you know what I mean? For their phone calls when they bring someone for an opportunity or whatever. Oh, Brad, no, he said no last time. Whereas I said no. Yes, it was a risk, but I turned up. I had a good fight. I acted professional the whole time, and I already know now that they want me on their next big shows that they've got planned, whether that be the American ones or when they do UK, USA, but in the UK, and that's what I'm excited for. It's just the doors that still has opened for me, even though it was a loss. And maybe at some point we'll get the return on, and he can come over here and we'll have it over here.
This is it, mate, and that's what it's all about. Revenge. But yeah, Sammy from SWS Boxing. Yes, Joel. Yes, Brad. Sam does a lot of good stuff as well. He's a top lad. Always speaks highly of you, Brad. Jam, big up Joel and Brad Axe. Would you want that rematch after your only loss? He's a natural super mid anyway.
Yeah, so he did actually go up to super middle on Saturday night. He unfortunately got knocked out quite badly, to be honest, against 10-0, another American prospect. So that was a big step up for him going up. So fair play to him. Unfortunately, he lost, but yeah, I don't think he was a big middleweight. I think he was tough. I think he come forward quite a lot. I think if we were to get it on again, I think I'd change my game plan and try and make him uncomfortable, because my game plan was to box on the back foot, and that was what it played into his game, you know?
Yeah. Sort of anticipated. Yeah.
Whereas I think had I've boxed my game how I wanted, it may have thrown him off. But we'll see. Do you know what I mean? I am the sort of guy who wants to avenge a loss 100%. So we'll see at some point. I wouldn't take it just yet. I do want to keep building and improve, of course. And then we'll see what the future holds.
And to be fair, I think if you boxed like you did on Friday against, a very awkward opponent, very unorthodox style. He's been in there with a lot of people, Jensen, hasn't he? And he's class. He's a good boxer. He can switch. He's got awkward feet. He can box on the back foot. He can come forward. But your come forward style in that fight really worked. You put him on the back foot. You made him make the uncomfortable shots, didn't you? That he didn't really want to get involved in.
Yeah, and that's it. I think he was a tidy boxer at the same time, though, which was nice for me, because my debut on the top tier show, I was against a a horrible opponent, to be honest, Edgar Kempski, and he was the most unorthodox person I've ever boxed in my life. Like, his head at times was down below my knee, and it was hard to put stuff together. Obviously, the debut was then a strong come forward Mexican who was tough, but again, a little bit more of a boxer. Whereas then Jensen Owen, yeah, at times he was quite awkward and you had to figure him out, but he was a tidy, hands up operator, which was nice because then stuff he threw I was expecting, and I was able to slip and counter and come off of what in my head was normal boxing, you know.
Yeah. I thought you landed some cracking shots on Friday. You know, a lot of people on the front row.
Definitely, I definitely felt like I landed some good shots because my knuckles the last couple of days have been quite bad, to be honest.
Your hand looks really, really fat, to be fair.
Really fat on top. I don't know how much I woke to see there, but it's. I've had a bag of peas the last couple of nights going to sleep. Yeah, hopefully in the nicest way possible. Hopefully his head's a bit sore as well as my knuckles.
And then it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
No, that's it.
But yeah, we've got to talk about what's your boy's name?
Oscar.
Now, I've got to talk about him because he is #1 fan, obviously, even before your wife, and your wife was proper going for it as well. But Oscar was absolutely brilliant from start to finish during your fight. He was shouting, "Come on, Brad. Come on, Dad." It was all coming out. And do you know what? It was the loveliest thing.
He's incredible, to be honest. He doesn't really like boxing.
So proud of his dad.
Anything to do with me, he's all over. And me and the wife, we have a conversation before the fight about bringing him and stuff. And he even come out to America with me and watched me box out there. And it's just so nice having him there. Mentally, I know he's there. And this one especially, I could really hear him. Obviously, you were ringside, like Rich, right next to the ring, and yeah, it was incredible having him there. And it's nice. Even we went to the Top Tier show the night after just to watch, and everyone's was cheering like, "There's only one Ben Crocker" on his last fight, and every time they were singing it, he was saying Bradley Axe. Oscar was like screaming that and dancing. Yeah, he's just an angel, to be honest. And the fact that he got in the ring after and we had that little photo and stuff, it was it was an honour. I hope there's memories that he cherishes for the rest of his life, you know.
100%. And what a role model, Brad, to be perfectly honest. I think you're such a nice guy, such a level-headed guy. You know, what you've done in your career up to this point and now what you're doing in boxing, I think it just shows the sort of person you are and what discipline, hard work and dedication can bring you. And get out to America in your second fight, you know, it shows what other people think of you and to give you those opportunities. But Friday, you took your opportunity, and I can't wait to see you in the ring again, mate. To be honest, I loved watching you fight.
Thank you very much, mate. It really means a lot of nice words there, and that's the main thing, and it is making Oski proud. That's what I'm here to do, and give him a good role model to grow up with.
Yeah, 100%, mate. But before we let you go, obviously there's loads of people chucking in the comments here. Must have been a great feeling fighting over in the States. It was a cracking fight, brother. Yeah, Samuel Arnold, second round in your fight. Yeah, that was the one, the American. He's a cracking fighter. Samuel Arnold, the third, I think. One judge, Lee Rogers, only had you down by 38-37. So a draw without the knockdown.
Yeah, so that do you know what I mean? That, if they all
says it, doesn't it?
That, I feel like, yeah, okay, fair enough. But the others, I think, had him winning all 4 rounds. But do you know what it is? It's easy to say it sat here now and say, "Oh, I could have done this, could have done that," and the judges, blah blah blah. But ultimately, he did win, and I did go down with that knockdown. I don't know if you watched it, but I did catch him with a shot in the second round, and his knee touched down. So again, that's another thing that had that have been scored as a knockdown, then could have been the other way. But again, I'm not one of them to sit there and say, "Oh, I was robbed." It wasn't like that at all. He won fair and square, and we go again.
Yeah, let it go, Brad. Let it go.
No.
But yeah, obviously, before we let you go, massive fight coming up. Everyone's banging on about it. Fury Usyk 2. Well, sorry, Usyk Fury 2. It's going to be a cracker. Who have you got, mate? Fury looks like he's stripping right down in this.
He does. And what a promo, by the way. What a promo.
Oh, best one to date.
I dread to think the amount of money that was pumped just into that promo. But yeah, massive fight. I'm excited. Big undercard as well. Really big undercard. But for me, I just can't see anyone beating Usyk. The only way I can see is it being really close and then them giving it to, not that I think it's corrupt, but them giving it to Fury just to pump the money into that, making it a trilogy. But for me, Usyk wins and wins more clear than last time, I think.
Yeah, you think though, because there was a lot of people in that first fight, wasn't there, that thought Fury had it. There was a few people that genuinely thought Fury had done enough. Fury thought he'd done enough. You know, there was a lot of people there. So for it to swing Usyk's way was major. Yeah. And for me, I thought he won it personally.
You thought Usyk won?
I thought Usyk won the first fight.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. Second fight, I can't wait. As a boxing fan, the same as you. It's intriguing because you never know what Fury's going to turn up either.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. And how many times has he defied the odds before getting up off the canvas and stuff against Wilder? And yeah, it's exciting. You never know. He might just come back and absolutely pulverise him. But we'll see. We'll see.
So Fury on, so Usyk on points or knockout?
Usyk on points, I think. I think anyone would struggle to knock Fury out. But yeah, Usyk points for me.
Well, there you hear it. Put your money where Brad's telling you, everyone. No, no, Brad, honestly, thank you very much. And I've just got to finish saying, what an amazing family you've got. What an amazing support, fan base. I couldn't hear myself with people behind me for shouting for you. You deserve every bit of it, mate. And I wish you all the best in the future. Keep up what you're doing. And yeah, like I say, you deserve it.
Thank you very much, Joe. I really appreciate that, mate. Lovely words. And you're part of the Axe Gang now, so that's it.
That's it. Even if you fight someone that I like know really well, I'm going to have to, you know.
The Axe Gang, so unlucky.
But no, honestly, mate, thank you very much. Stay in touch as well, Brad. And we'll catch up soon. Yeah, that's true. Depends which Fury we get. Usyk, unanimous decision for me. Big up, guys. God bless. And yeah, legend Brad, says Danny boy. So thank you very much. Love to the wife and Oscar. And I'll speak to you soon. Take care.
I'll speak to you soon, buddy.
See you, mate.